What's up, my friends and the viewers of the tube? I'm going to show you how I make over $100,000 a year as an Uber driver, and you won't believe how I do it. So without further ado, let's get into the juicy details. So this is my breakdown. I have, this is for this week. I go between Lyft and Uber. I think I said Uber driver, but I really meant rideshare. And so in doing so, I've earned this is with Lyft, $160. Today is Wednesday, and I go between both Uber and Lyft. If we actually go here, you can see that I've made $200 here, 100 yesterday, and yesterday here I made 100. And so I try and shoot for about $200 a day, and I work Monday through Friday. And today I took the day off so I can record this video and spend time with my wife because, well, she is working from home. So I would rather be able to spend a little bit of time with her. So you might be wondering, Brandon, how do you get to $100,000 a year at $200 a day? Let's do some math. And so if we do 200 times, let's do times 5, because there is, 5 days in a week. Times this by 4 weeks in a month. Yep, that's right. And then times that by 12 months in a year. And that's actually undercutting because there are some months, that's only 28 days for every single month. And so it should be a little bit more than that. But you might be wondering, hey, Brandon, that's only 48,000. What happened to the other 52,000? Well, let me get into those details right now. I think that if you shoot for, and this is on the lower end, I only really work like 8 to 9 hours on Uber, and I'm getting about $25 a day. If you actually want this app, you might want to check it out. It's called Solo. Today is a little bit lower than normal. Let me see if I can switch this. If we go here, you can see that total income is typically $22 an hour driving for these two. I'm well above the average. I'm usually around $23 to $25 an hour. I do leave the app on just sitting because I'm at home, taking my dogs out. I'm getting and making lunch, so all sorts of different things just to keep it open. So not too bad. I mean, $22 is a lot more. $22 to $25 is a lot more than most people make at their own careers. But I want to go over the details of really, and if you want this app, this is a Solo app. They have guarantee pay. So I want to show you that real quick. If you go, say for instance, you're looking at here, and I believe if you go to schedule, you can schedule your hours. So here, this is called Work Solo. I'll include a link down below. So if you say aren't making as much as you would like, you can get guaranteed pay at these different times. So like if you work, say for instance, at 11 p.m. at night, then you can make $20 an hour just working that time zone or that time frame. So there is definitely guaranteed pay when it comes to using this app. What it does is it collects your data from the rideshare apps, say Lyft and Uber, and they use that data to probably sell you insurance or get tax, like CPAs or whatever that is. You are giving them a lot of data on your trips, your mileage, how much you're spending on. I don't think you really talk about gas, but it really just gives them data. And if you say, for instance, work and you do one trip and you make $4 on delivery, then they'll pay you, the $10 extra for that hour if you don't get any other deliveries. Or if you make more than the $14, then they don't owe you really any money, which is kind of great too. So it's a really good app. I'll drop it down below. But I've showed you how I make about $50,000 a year. So where does the other 50,000 come from? Well, let me show you actually. So if we go to the desktop, and we look at the screenshot, I do have 6 cars. One of them is out of commissions because I did sell it. But these 6 cars are mine. I do use one to drive Uber and Lyft, and the other 5 cars are rented out to Uber drivers. And so with that said, they rent out for about $275 a week, times that by 4. And so that's $1,100 a month per car, times that by 5. And I get $5,500 a month, times that by 12. And we are at $66,000 a year. Add in my $48,000, and I am making $114,000 a year as an Uber driver. So not too bad, to say the least. If you want to learn how I do this stuff, I will include a link down below. But not too bad, really, is I take my money, I reinvest it into cars, and I rent those cars out. And we go over everything that I do to do this, kind of my strategy behind it, how I find customers, and that sort of thing. So as you can see, I definitely do make a nice little living driving for Uber and then buying more cars and using those as assets. And so not a bad gig, I would say. There is a debt service. I do have to pay down those cars. So gross income, I'm making 114, but in reality, I'm making still quite a bit more because the debt service is much lower than what I rent them for. Because when you have good credit and you are able to pay down, put down a couple $1,000s on a car, it lowers the debt service that you need, and you're able to rent that out. And that's just one. I guess it's 2 streams. It's only 2 streams that I'm talking about. So that doesn't include all of the other streams that I do have. But this is how I make my over 6 figures as a rideshare driver, and I'm growing my car rental business to $1 million a year. So definitely follow along, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more and how you can actually do the same. We do have a community where we teach people exactly what I'm doing. So if you want to join that, like I said, it is down below. And follow along because I do drop some great tips on my YouTube channel on everything I am doing. For instance, I also have a Medium that I just wrote an article about, and I talked about how I'm building $1 million a year car rental business. So this is a little update on building a 7-figure car rental business. So I will also include this down below so that you have more information on what we do. So until next time, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.